there is a unique pain that echoes from childhood. It is the pain of the sibling wound, the subtle or not so subtle comparison, the fight for parental attention, the sting of favoritism, the rivalry that can curdle into resentment, misunderstanding, or even outright betrayal. Our relationships with our brothers and sisters are often the first crucible where our identity is forged, and sometimes where our deepest relational patterns of conflict are set. What happens when that early rivalry leads to a catastrophic break, a deception so profound it shatters the family structure? Can healing ever truly happen? Or are some wounds too deep, some betrayals too fundamental to ever be reconciled? The ancient story of Jacob and Esau is perhaps the most unflinching, psychologically complex exploration of sibling rivalry ever written. It is a story that begins even before birth, a story steeped in parental favoritism, cunning deception, stolen inheritance, and ultimately, a story about the long, terrifying, and transformative journey toward reconciliation. It holds up a mirror not just to ancient family dynamics, but to the fractured connections in our own lives. The conflict between Jacob and Esau is foreshadowed from the very beginning. Even in the womb of their mother, Rebekah, the twins jostled each other within her. She asks God why and receives a stark prophecy. Two nations are in your womb. One people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. This divine setup immediately creates a tension, an inversion of the natural order that will play out throughout their lives. From birth, they are opposites, archetypes in contrast. Esau, the firstborn, comes out red, and his whole body was like a hairy garment. He grows up to be a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, impulsive, physical, living in the moment. Jacob comes out grasping Esau's heel, as if trying to pull him back even then. His name itself means he grasps the heel, a Hebrew idiom for he deceives. Jacob grows up to be a quiet man, staying among the tents, thoughtful, strategic, a planner. And crucially, this inherent difference is amplified by blatant parental favoritism. The text tells us plainly, Isaac, who had a taste for wild game, loved Esau, but Rebekah loved Jacob. This simple sentence contains the seed of decades of dysfunction. Isaac loves Esau for what he does, his hunting, providing the food Isaac enjoys. It is a conditional, performance-based affection. Rebekah loves Jacob. The text gives no reason. Perhaps it is his quieter nature. Perhaps it is her knowledge of the prophecy. Whatever the reason, it creates a split within the family unit. Each parent has their favorite. Each son knows who prefers whom. This is fertile ground for insecurity, jealousy, and manipulation. The first major fracture occurs over the birthright. In that culture, the birthright belonged to the firstborn son, Esau. It entitled him to a double portion of the inheritance and the spiritual leadership of the family. One day, Esau comes in from the open country, famished. Jacob is cooking some red stew. Esau, in his characteristic impulsivity, pleads, "Quick, let me have some of that red stew. I'm famished." Jacob, the strategist, sees his opportunity. He replies, "First, sell me your birthright." Esau, focused only on his immediate hunger, dismisses the future inheritance. "Look, I am about to die," he says dramatically. "What good is the birthright to me?" And so, for a bowl of lentil stew, Esau sells his birthright. Jacob makes him swear an oath. So Esau despised his birthright, the text concludes. It is easy to condemn Esau for his short-sightedness. But the story also reveals Jacob's calculating, opportunistic nature. He exploits his brother's moment of weakness for his own gain. The wound between them deepens. But the truly catastrophic event, the act that shatters the family, comes years later, centered around the father's blessing. Isaac is old and blind. Believing he is near death, he calls for Esau, his favorite. "Go out to the open country," he says, "and hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die." The blessing was more than just good wishes. It was a powerful, prophetic, and legally binding conferral of patriarchal authority and divine favor. It was meant for Esau. But Rebekah overhears. Her favoritism toward Jacob, combined with her knowledge of the prophecy, now drives her to orchestrate a deception of staggering proportions. She calls Jacob. "Go out to the flock," she commands, "and bring me 2 choice young goats, so I can prepare some tasty food for your father, just the way he likes it. Then take it to your father to eat, so that he may give you his blessing before he dies." Jacob hesitates, not out of moral concern, but out of fear of getting caught. "My brother Esau is a hairy man," he says, "and I'm a man with smooth skin. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing." Notice his language. He is worried about appearing to be a trickster, not about being one. Rebekah overrides his fear. "Let the curse fall on me, my son," she says. "Just do what I say." She cooks the food. She dresses Jacob in Esau's best clothes. She covers his smooth hands and neck with goat skins to mimic Esau's hairiness. It is a meticulously planned conspiracy, exploiting a blind old man's senses. Jacob goes into his father. The scene that follows is excruciatingly tense, filled with dramatic irony. "Who is it?" Isaac asks. "I am Esau, your firstborn." Jacob lies. "I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may give me your blessing." Isaac is suspicious. "How did you find it so quickly, my son?" Jacob lies again, invoking God's name. "The Lord your God gave me success." Isaac asks him to come closer, to touch him. "The voice is the voice of Jacob," he murmurs, confused. "But the hands are the hands of Esau." He touches the goat skins. He is deceived. He asks one more time, point blank, "Are you really my son, Esau?" "I am." Jacob lies for the 3rd time. And so Isaac eats. And then he bestows the blessing of abundance, of power, of authority. The blessing meant for Esau. He pours it all out onto the wrong son. Jacob has barely left the room when Esau arrives. He has hunted. He has prepared the food his father loves. He comes in, ready to receive his birthright's due. "My father," he says, "sit up and eat some of my game, so you may give me your blessing." Isaac trembles violently. The horrible truth dawns on him. "Who are you?" he asks. "I am your son," Esau replies. "Your firstborn, Esau." Isaac's whole body shakes. "Who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came, and I blessed him, and indeed he will be blessed." The blessing, once given, cannot be revoked. When Esau hears his father's words, he bursts out with a loud and bitter cry. It is a cry of utter devastation, a cry of betrayal not just by his brother, but by his mother and, in a way, his father too. "Bless me too, my father," he pleads. But Isaac says, "Your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing." Esau cries out again, "Isn't he rightly named Jacob? This is the second time he has taken advantage of me. He took my birthright, and now he's taken my blessing." He begs his father, "Haven't you reserved any blessing for me?" Isaac can only offer a secondary, lesser blessing, one overshadowed by the power given to Jacob. Esau holds a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing, and he says to himself, "The days of mourning for my father are near. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." Rebekah learns of the threat. Her conspiracy has led not to triumph, but to the potential murder of one son by the other. She warns Jacob, "Flee at once." She tells him, "Go to your uncle Laban in Haran. Stay there for a short while until your brother's fury subsides. That short while will turn into 20 years. Jacob the deceiver is now Jacob the fugitive. He has gained the blessing, but he has lost his home, his family, and his safety. He runs alone into exile." This first part of the story is a brutal portrait of family dysfunction, favoritism that breeds insecurity, deception that shatters trust, wounds inflicted that seem impossible to heal. How many of us carry echoes of this in our own family histories? The feeling of being overlooked in favor of a sibling, the memory of a lie that changed everything, the long years of silence and estrangement that follow a deep betrayal. If this story touches that place of family pain within you, acknowledge it with a like. It is a sign that these ancient narratives still speak to our deepest wounds. The next 20 years of Jacob's life are a profound and often painful education. He flees to his uncle Laban, and Laban proves to be an even greater deceiver than Jacob himself. Jacob falls in love with Laban's younger daughter Rachel. He agrees to work for Laban for 7 years to marry her. But on the wedding night, Laban tricks him, substituting his older, less favored daughter, Leah. Jacob wakes up to find he has been utterly deceived, paid back in kind for his own past actions. The manipulator has been manipulated. He must work another 7 years for Rachel, and then another 6 years, during which Laban repeatedly changes his wages and tries to cheat him. Jacob learns firsthand the pain and frustration of being on the receiving end of deception. He also experiences the bitterness of favoritism within his own growing family, as he clearly favors Rachel over Leah, leading to jealousy and strife between the sisters and between their children. The dysfunction repeats itself. These 20 years in exile are Jacob's crucible. He is stripped of his illusions. He is forced to confront the consequences of his own character. He is slowly, painfully being transformed. After 20 years, God tells him it is time to go home. But home means facing Esau, the brother he cheated, the brother who vowed to kill him. Jacob is terrified. He sends messengers ahead with gifts, trying to appease Esau. The messengers return with ominous news. Esau is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him. 400 men. This sounds like an army. Jacob is convinced Esau is coming for revenge. He divides his family and flocks into two groups, hoping one might escape if the other is attacked. He spends the entire night in prayer, pleading with God for deliverance. And then comes the strangest, most mysterious, and most pivotal night of Jacob's life. He sends his family across the Jabbok River, and he remains alone on the other side. And a mysterious man wrestles with him until daybreak. Who is this man? The text doesn't explicitly say, but Jacob later names the place Peniel, meaning face of God, because he says, I saw God face to face, and yet my life was spared. This is not a physical fight. It is a spiritual, psychological battle. Jacob is wrestling with God. He is wrestling with his past. He is wrestling with his own identity. He refuses to let go until he receives a blessing. Not a stolen blessing this time, but an authentic one, earned through struggle. The man asks him his name. Jacob, he replies. Acknowledging his name is acknowledging his identity as the deceiver. Then the figure gives him a new name. Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome. Israel, meaning he struggles with God. His wound becomes his identity. His struggle becomes his strength. He is marked by the encounter, physically limping from a dislocated hip. But he is changed. He has faced God. He has faced himself. And he has survived. He is no longer just the deceiver. He is Israel, the one who wrestles. And now, finally, he is ready to face Esau. He sees Esau coming with his 400 men. Jacob prepares for the worst. He bows down to the ground 7 times as he approaches his brother. And then, the moment of truth. Esau runs to meet Jacob, but not in anger. He embraces him. He throws his arms around his neck and kisses him. And they weep. 20 years of bitterness, of fear, of resentment dissolve in a moment of unexpected, overwhelming grace. To see your face, Jacob tells Esau, is like seeing the face of God. In the face of his brother, the one he feared, he finds not judgment, but an echo of the divine acceptance he just experienced at Peniel. The reconciliation is real. It is profound. But it is also complex. They do not become best friends who live together happily ever after. Jacob cautiously declines Esau's offer to travel together. They part ways peacefully, each returning to his own land. The story is realistic. Healing does not always mean a return to the way things were. Sometimes it means acknowledging the past, finding forgiveness, and then creating a new, respectful distance. What does this ancient story teach us about our own fractured connections? First, it validates the deep pain of sibling wounds and family dysfunction. It does not shy away from the ugliness of favoritism, jealousy, and betrayal. Second, it shows us that transformation is possible, but it is often a long, slow, and painful process. Jacob's 20 years of exile and his night of wrestling were necessary for him to become a man capable of genuine reconciliation. We cannot bypass our own inner work. Third, it reminds us that reconciliation requires immense courage. Jacob had to face his greatest fear, the brother he had wronged, without knowing the outcome. And fourth, it reveals the mysterious power of grace. Esau's unexpected embrace is the turning point, a moment of unearned forgiveness that mirrors the divine encounter Jacob had just experienced. Healing often requires one party to offer grace before it feels deserved. So let's end with a practical step toward healing our own family wounds. A live benefit. Let's call it the honest inventory. Take 5 minutes. Think of one fractured relationship in your own family, perhaps with a sibling, perhaps with a parent or child. And instead of focusing on what they did wrong, take an honest inventory of your own role in the conflict. Like Jacob wrestling in the dark, confront your own part. Where were you driven by insecurity or jealousy? Where did you act out of fear? Where did you participate, even passively, in the dysfunction? You don't need to share this with anyone yet. This is just between you and your own conscience. This honest self-confrontation is the necessary first step on the long road back to Peniel, the place where we see face to face and where healing can begin. If this exploration of family wounds and the difficult path to reconciliation resonates with you, subscribe to Soul Scripts. We are a community committed to this kind of honest, courageous inner work. Thank you for wrestling with this story alongside us today.